NBA. It was a lot of good basketball. It's your boy Steve-O Speaks. I'm with my big bro, Big Kev, my co-host on here, as you know. And we finna talk about these games. We finna talk about tonight's games. I believe it's what, 3 games tonight or two?
3 games
Three
tonight.
games. Another 3-0. You love them 3 games, bro. But we gonna start it right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
NBA Central, yeah, as y'all know, we back. It's a prediction show. How y'all morning going? We got another good games. We got first of all, we start off with the game of the night. I'ma say it's the Lakers game. As y'all see in the title in the thumbnail. Will Ja play tonight? As we know, we saw in the first game, it was a good game. It was going back and forth. A couple banged up players happening tonight. That day, Anthony Davis banged his shoulder, got a little stinger. Said he couldn't hold his arm, but he came right back and did what he had to do. And then we saw what everybody else saw. Ja came down off it seemed like the dude was trying to either take a charge or something, and he just came laying right on that hand. And we all saw it. It was bad.
So
So
he
I don't know. So what
he
you think,
jumped
kid?
into AD kind of recklessly, but real quick. Last night's games, everybody knows Boston beat Atlanta, Cleveland took it to the Knicks. I'm talking about that boy Darius Garland went up, and then Phoenix took care of business as well versus the Clippers. So two of those teams tied their series at 1-1, and then
Yeah,
one more team, the Boston went up 2-0 for the games last night. But as far as tonight is concerned,
yeah,
I feel like Memphis, man. Hopefully, Ja plays. He's a game time decision at the moment. But if he doesn't play, man, Memphis is in trouble because they're playing
yes,
against a seasoned team of Lakers players who, proven winners. LeBron is a proven winner. AD, not necessarily a proven winner, but he has won. He has tasted championship success, albeit bubble championship. And the retooling of this team that the front office has put together for the Lakers, that 7 seed, they got them underrated in a sense, kind of like,
you
that
really
seven
do.
seed don't really mean too much in these playoffs. So yeah, I'm expecting the Lakers to come out and take care of business again and go back home up 2-0. But hey, if Memphis don't want to find themselves out of the playoffs, they better bring it tonight, with or without Ja.
Facts. And as you like you just said, like they heart and soul is hurt. So you got to put your foot on their neck. It's time to put your rip and twist and let's go. That's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, like I hopefully Ja is good enough to play tonight. I've heard reports it's all about pain tolerance and all. It's all about that. So I believe the X-rays is negative. Everything is pretty much negative. So it's probably just a sprain of some sort. With good instruments, my guy. Thank you for always tuning in. But as you know, it's the next game. And thankfully, that's why I like the three games because they spaced out right. So the next game we got Miami and Milwaukee in Milwaukee as well. And as we know, there was another injury in this game. Giannis hurt his back in this game. We don't really know too much. X-rays, I believe, also came back negative and such. So, how you feel about this game, Kev?
Who did you pick to win the Lakers game?
Oh, I pick Lakers.
So
They
we
got to
both
put their
going with the
foot. Yeah,
Lakers.
yeah, they got to. They got to see what it is and go. But yeah, go ahead.
Man, this game between Miami and Milwaukee, it was already going to be a tough series for this series. And again, Miami's another one of those lower seeds that has so much experience that you really can't count them out. Milwaukee came into the playoffs basically looking like they was going to end up in the Eastern Conference Finals at least with Boston.
Hmm.
But the unfortunate situation of Giannis going down with a back issue, it's going to be tough. They still got a strong squad though. They played this season without Giannis for about 19, 20 games. Brook Lopez is having a defensive player of the year type of season. You got Drew Holiday, whenever Giannis has been out, has been stepping up, giving you 25, 30 points in those games. So as much as I want to believe in the Heat winning tonight, I think with or without Giannis, Milwaukee's going to tie things up.
I agree as well because as we all know, That game was just an anomaly. That was a rare game, a rare form Heat team. Like they shot 60% from three, 59% from the field. Like they don't do that. They're not a good shooting team like that. And they just got hot. Like they they pretty much battled on the rebounds. They both was pretty much evens on the rebounds with Milwaukee having 45 and Miami having 47. So they pretty much played a great band of basketball and they was hot. And that's really what it is. So I don't too much expect them just like any other inconsistent team, especially them. They're not going to always have a game like that every night. It's just not in their DNA. They haven't been doing this. So I come in expecting, especially I expect a big game out of Drew Holiday today and Brooke Lopez. So I feel like they in Milwaukee. The crowd gonna get into it. Hey, they gonna come in handle business for sure.
And Eads is saying not too long ago, Bobby Portis lit up the Bulls. Bobby Portis is definitely an X factor in tonight's game
Right.
for rebounds and scoring. So yeah, but I
And
think
hard.
Milwaukee, yeah, I think Milwaukee gonna take care of business tonight, whether
For sure.
Giannis plays or not.
I agree. And a final game of the night, which is hey, could be. I say it could possibly be one of the underrated series, but after watching that first game, I don't know. So as y'all know, it's Denver versus Minnesota. They're still in Denver, and last time we saw them play, bro, that was one of the most balanced games I've seen Denver play. And I actually want to say this that it's almost I feel like this series might be a blessing in disguise. Getting instead of getting OKC and getting Minnesota might be a blessing because it could be a get everybody back in rhythm type of series. Because as you know, they got a little shaky after the All Star breaks, but I mean they still racked up some wins towards the end, but like they were still a little shaky. So bro, that was one of the most balanced games I ever seen. Like the Denver play this season, like the team just most of the players in the starting lineup had double digits 15, 12, 10. Joker was Joker was out there having fun. Joker was really showed why he's still in a top talk in MVP. Like his footwork was nasty. He was abusing Rudy out there and stuff. So
I mean, it really comes down to if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. can
yeah,
play well, and of course Aaron Gordon as well. So like the others in this series is really what matters. And then on the other side, Rudy Gobert is definitely not an offensive threat, but what he gives you defensively needs to be stepped up. And Ant Man has just had a terrible postseason in general, whether the play in or
mhm,
the first, or game one versus Denver. So uh, we need to see Anthony Edwards, that was the All Star this season, that we expected to show up in this postseason, because he hasn't done so. And Minnesota is obviously going to lose this series, but they can make
mhm,
things interesting by competing. And they didn't really compete in the first game, to the
yeah,
point where it
you
just didn't look good. Like, because before game one, the way they took care of OKC, it seemed like they were in position to come into the playoffs with momentum and at least
right,
compete. But man, it was bad. Game one was
yeah,
really bad, and it just shows
it's
you how
yeah.
far ahead Denver is.
Yeah, and it just shows you to prove that why people have their thoughts on Cat. Like Cat just was being Cat out there. Yeah, yeah, the double double, but you shot 5 from 15. You shot 1 for 7 from three. Like you can't have those type of performances against one of the best teams in the West at that, and MVP on their team. So you can't afford nights like that. So he's gonna have to pick up the slack. He's gonna have to be that franchise dude they drafted him to be in order to make it somewhat interesting, or just to make it a little bit difficult for Denver. Or with because if you keep playing like this, it's just gonna be a sweep or a gentleman sweep.
Yeah, it's going no more than five regardless. I just want them to. I just expect to see better games for the playoffs. Like, I want you to come with heart. This isn't the regular season, so going down by 20, 30 points is not going to cut it. Especially for NBA fans that just want to see a great playoffs, because our team didn't make it. So I want 7 games. Let that be known. I always root for 7 games when my team is not in it. So I'm gonna need them to step up tonight.
Facts. And before we close out, because that's all the games that we have tonight, I just want to get your thoughts on something real quick. So we just yesterday we got the news that Draymond Green will be suspended for the next game, and I want to read something that said that the actions they explained why they suspended, and they said quote that the actions was excessive and over the top.
Hmm.
which I understand, and I feel like me personally, I feel like the reason he really got suspended was his actions after. I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
he didn't.
the stunt was
Draymond,
excessive, but after the fact, he just did a little too much.
he didn't do himself any favors. Because honestly, like I
Exactly.
said yesterday, when Buddy grabbed him, he should have just went to the floor and acted like he was hurt and got
Right.
all the way players do these days. But the stomp, I don't even think is really what got him suspended. It was him yelling at the crowd and calling people the p word and just
Mm-hmm.
acting completely, totally immature. And for somebody who fancies himself intelligent, he always tries to act like his brain is bigger than everybody's.
Facts.
He's been acting really, really silly lately. So I just don't understand what the point of getting into it with the crowd was after you were ejected. It just doesn't make sense. So Draymond brought that on himself because honestly, all
Mm-hmm.
of us are kind of like Draymond apologists, right? Like we understand how important he is to Golden State. We don't think that the triple single moniker is fair to him because he does so much more intangibly for the squad. But at the end of the
Exactly.
day, these antics hurt your team so much that like it's really you basically putting Golden State in a situation where they might not be able to defend their championship because of his
Yeah.
actions.
And yeah, and that's really what all it is. It's hard to defend. Like the situations like that, it's hard to help defend you. Like I think we can all say majority of this is happening is because of his past history. We know what his history is. Everybody looking at his history, so everybody just looked at it as all as dirty. Even though most people just seen what for what it is, which is not being dirty. Yes, the stump was excessive, but you shouldn't be grabbing nobody's ankle. But like I said, I feel like as a league, this one's the best decision to me. I feel like they should just both fine both of them because that's just like you just showing like to say you're going off past. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like no, you need to go off of what you see and what's actually happening. Like I'm gonna always say, if you didn't grab his leg, nothing would have happened.
And I agree
So
with you. It should be in the moment situation. It definitely shouldn't be based off what's occurred in the past. But Draymond knows who Draymond is. He knows who he is, and because
mhm,
he has because he and the commissioner was in the building as well. So like that's like acting up in front of the principal
right,
or the superintendent,
exactly.
or
Like you're
you
just
acting
stupid,
crazy in class. You don't see your mama standing in the doorway. You feel me? So
oh, bro. Like that's just stupid. Yeah,
this is what it is. But I mean, I got to get back to work too. So
yeah,
it's
man.
always
Yeah,
good doing
man.
the prediction shows.
Yeah, man. We always here. We either gonna do 10 a.m. or we gonna do 7. So that's all.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
make sure y'all tune in. We got 3 games tomorrow. I can't wait to do my predictions on that. And y'all make sure y'all tune in. But yes, sir, it's been another episode and prediction show of NBA Shins. We gonna check with y'all later.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA